Hey Lightweights, today I'm going to be trying out Rue Valley, and I would like to give a very big thank you to Owlcat Games for sponsoring today's video. This is the alpha build of the game, which is available to everybody, so if you like what you see, you can go check it out for yourself. The full game will be launching on Steam later on, but I'm excited to try the alpha build with you all today, so let's dive into it and see what we think. Welcome to Rue Valley. Keep in mind that you are playing a pre-alpha version of the game. While you experience the story in the intended way, you will also encounter environments, characters, animations, voice acting, and visual effects that are still in the placeholder phase. Okay, so we're gonna... Ooh, I like this. I like how this looks like a comic book. Okay, define character personality. You feel impulsive or calculated? You wouldn't really call yourself calculated, you just prefer to think before you act. Yes, you're somewhat calculated, but what's wrong with finding patterns and recognizing connections? So that's part of indecisive. Now we're getting into paranoid. You know you're pretty calculated, you're often overthinking stuff, and are generally very cautious. Okay. You are very calculated, you have a plan and a backup plan, and you'll keep re-evaluating and upgrading both of them, even when it comes to tying your shoelaces. They may call you too calculated, but what if they're only saying it to confuse you? What is in it for them? Better think it over. Okay, I'm gonna start with 2 here and see. Next we have introverted versus extroverted. I feel like I tend to be on the nosy side. As a barely extroverted person, you have no problem with spending time alone, but sharing the highs and lows of life with someone else is always preferable. You're somewhat extroverted. You often actively seek ways to prolong conversations more than is strictly necessary. Yes, you're quite extroverted, but not to the extent that leaves people nonplussed. Plus, it's more of a +3 to be precise. Being very extroverted person only means you're assertive and open, not pushy and vain. Am I right or am I right? Okay, so now we're in the arrogant territory. As an extremely extroverted person, you seek others and their attention at all costs. Only with them and through them is your existence meaningful. Versus... more towards the introverted side. Being barely introverted, you're fine with socializing most of the time, but communication does leave you exhausted sometimes. That's pretty accurate for me. As only a somewhat introverted person, you can endure being in the company of others, but you can't perfectly hide how you really feel about it. You're quite introverted, but you still enjoy being in crowds sometimes. 2 could be considered a crowd, right? As a very introverted individual, you neither enjoy nor know how to communicate with others, especially strangers. You're so extremely introverted that you'd rather avoid company of others altogether if it was possible. I think I'm going to go with this one. I'm secretive, but I'm not awkward. See, I wish I could have a little bit of secretive and a little bit of nosy, because if we're being honest, I don't want anyone to know my business, but I want to know their business. Okay, sensitive versus indifferent. We all know I'm more on the sensitive side, so let's start there. You're not that sensitive, but you're not afraid of embracing emotions, both your own and those of other people. As a somewhat sensitive person, you easily empathize with others and are prone to surrender to your emotions. That's accurate for me, I think. Am I dramatic? Being a quite sensitive person, you see life as a struggle, especially when they tell you to just chill. Yeah, don't tell me to just chill. I don't view life as a struggle. Guilt-ridden. As a highly sensitive person, you recognize life for what it is, a constant roller coaster of joy and suffering. In your experience, mostly suffering. If I told you you're hypersensitive, you'd surely burst into tears, and for a good reason. It's the most horrible curse, and there's no one to blame for it but yourself. Okay, so I feel like this is me, but I still have 3 personality traits that I have to put. Oh no. Okay, hold on. Let's just check. I didn't check up here yet, so let's see. I got all these, right? Yeah, okay. So if I do more of the impulsive side versus the calculated side, your behavior could barely be described as impulsive, but it's true you're not afraid to follow your gut. Sure, sometimes you act a bit impulsive, or as you like to put it, you are quick. It saves you time and energy. Being called quite impulsive is just another way of saying you're a doer, not a thinker. Yeah, definitely not a thinker. Now we're getting to reckless territory. You are a very impulsive person, no question. Why make plans at all when you'll either change or abandon them mid-execution anyway? Oh, see, even just reading that gives me anxiety. I need plans for my plans. You're so extremely heedless and restless, you probably won't finish reading this sentence. Okay, so I'm definitely more on this side for this. But I have 3 more. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, how bad would it be if I went up this more? You know you're pretty calculated. You often overthink stuff, and you're generally very cautious. I don't want to be paranoid, though. Ah! Oh, no. I don't know if I'm going to like this. Oh, no. They don't make it easy on you. 8 p.m. Why is our alarm going off at 8 p.m.?
The frenetic sound coming from a century-old clock nudges you back to the present. The stale air perfects the image of the old motel room.
I'm just gonna move. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna put my camera there for now. Act like I'm part of this conversation.
Still with me, Mr. Harrow?
The doctor takes off his glasses, freeing his bushy eyebrows. Just nod. Yes, you have my full attention. Lie. I started spaced out. What was that again? I'll just nod.
Mr. Harrow, I'm aware that you may be experiencing a slight lack of motivation right now.
Slight lack of motivation. More like total lack of motivation. You'd rather stay in bed all day instead of attending this joke of a therapy in the middle of nowhere.
Oh yeah, look it says right here, total lack of motivation. It's not that you don't want to do all sort of things, it's more like you lack the capacity to even initiate most of them. What is left of you is a creature driven by its basic needs and quirks. Oh no, limited interactions. Okay, but this kind of resonates a little bit, I'm not gonna lie.
And we'll surely be coming back to this condition of yours later during our sessions. But for now, I just want you to acknowledge its existence and try to stay aware of it at all times, if possible.
The silence befalls the room. A muffled sound of clanging from the outside only making the moment more uncomfortable.
What was that? Blocked by dramatic. I can't say I'm fine. I feel like I could dramatically say that. I'll try.
That's good to hear. Now, in order to keep us focused, I always limit the session length to exactly 1 hour, hence the alarm.
That makes sense.
However, since this is your first session, I'll allow a few questions, if there's anything.
Okay. Can't you simply state that I'm fine so we can both move on with our lives? Is another session really necessary? I was hoping this would be a one-time thing. Why do we have to oh, let me try that again. Why do we have to do this here in the middle of nowhere? No questions. Okay, I'm pretty sure they said we're in a hotel, so I want to know why we have to do this in a motel. Why are we doing a therapy session in a motel room?
It may be hard to understand the need for isolation at first, but my methods require complete divergence from the client's regular way of life, as well as temporary distancing from their social groups and circles. This place is ideal in that regard. However, it's understandable that you need a period of adaptation to both this idea and to your new surroundings. That's also why I haven't asked you to hand over your phone yet. But please don't be alarmed. We'll talk about all of it in due time.
Not gonna lie, I'm a little alarmed.
Any other questions?
Yeah. Is another session really necessary? I was hoping this would be a one-time thing.
Mr. Harrow, your case is not to be overlooked. We need to assess the situation carefully.
Your case. Not so long ago, nobody cared about what you do. Yet now, suddenly, your business is everyone's business.
This first session is more for you to get acquainted with me and my methods. We have a long road ahead of us. Anything else?
Can't you simply state that I'm fine so we can both move on with our lives?
Mr. Harrow, that is out of the question. This is a court-ordered therapy, and both of us could be fined or worse if we don't see it through.
He looks you straight in the eye.
And I have my own professional reasons, besides the legal ones. You require help, and I've been designated to provide it.
What did we do?
I've never let a client down, and am not about to do it now.
He looks away, stern-faced.
All right then. That's it for today.
He looks at the clock almost too fast for you to notice.
Through the door, you hear that sound again.
You should go and check in at the office. Your room is probably ready by now.
You're not concerned about that noise? Okay. Next to you is the source of the clangs you heard from inside, a young woman beating up an old vending machine. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna be a little bit more sinister than that. Kinda glad it's not.
Give me my coffee, you jerk!
I love, love, love this art style. Alright, let's see if we can talk to her.
Get out already!
She's pounding the life out of the poor machine. Could she be here for therapy as well? Blocked by lack of motivation. Talk to her. Let me talk to her! Who knows, but unlike you, she definitely looks like she needs it. Poor woman, she should consult with a real professional, not the charlatan like Dr. Fink. Nobody needs to be sent away from their home to this dump, regardless of their mental state. I don't really know anything about Dr. Fink yet, so I can't say if I think he's a charlatan, so I'm gonna go with the one where they sent us to a motel for therapy. And yet, what is to be done with lunatics like her? Let them rage around freely, yelling and kicking vending machines wherever they go? Well, if they're breaking the law, they should be sent to prison, obviously. There must be a better way to help a distressed person. I don't know, I think there's certain things that require prison time. Of course, but wait! Didn't you break the law too? I don't want to think about that right now. But I do! I want to think about that right now. I want to think about that right now. What do we do? Can I interact with the machine?
Come on, you thief!
Not coming any closer until the angry one leaves. Alright, fine.
I'll break you open if I have to.
The machine wheezes in suffering. It's coiled like a sleeping serpent. All the attention of the girl behind the counter is occupied by the ongoing phone call.
Yes? Yes, I'm sure.
She says to the person on the other end of the line. Social check, try to get her attention. Alright, let's see. Ah! Fail. It's best to let her make the first move. She'll soon notice you on her own. End the phone call and ask if she can help you. That's what receptionists are supposed to do. Pretend to look at the leaflets laying on the desk and hope she will address you eventually. You grab a leaflet and stare through it, mentally preparing for the imminent conversation. You either manage to look like you're really here for the leaflets, or she simply doesn't care.
Mm-hmm.
She responds to the person on the other end. After a few dozen anxiety-filled seconds, you finally realize that she's not about to cut her call short just because you happen to show up. Well, shoot. The reception desk is covered with random stuff. Check out the leaflets that you were pretending to be reading earlier. A picture of a huge rocket and a group of people in red jumpsuits cheering with bottles of water. Above it all, the Coral Destiny logo.
Giant donut sign. I have no idea where you are.
She says to her conversation partner. Look at the other side. A picture of an endless desert. The caption at the bottom reads, Free bottled water for the people of Rue Valley, courtesy of Coral Destiny, your favorite space agency. Take the leaflet with you, I suppose. Who knows when you'll need a leaflet? You put the leaflet into your backpack. Grab the cheap-looking pen. The clerk is laser focused on her call, and she doesn't even notice you've grabbed the pen. If you wanted to snatch her attention as well, you failed. Just put the pen back and wait. Doodle something to pass the time. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna doodle on your paper. With the pen in your hand and time to kill, you lack nothing except a subject. But what to draw? So many possibilities. Oh, damn my indecisiveness! And all of them swarming in your mind, flashing before your eyes. How could you possibly pick just one? I can't. Drop the pen. Aw, man. It's impossible. Better not to strain your mind too much and make rash decisions. You know what happened the last time you did that. No, what happened? Alright, well, let's see if there's anything else I can do in here.
Yes. Now, turn right, and then immediately take a slight left. Sounds like you missed the exit.
The relentless dirt has smudged and stained the glass beyond the endless flat of the desert. Its vastness is hypnotizing. Stare through the window to pass some time. Beyond the empty parking lot, there's only barren desert, stretching for as far as the eye can see. Its emptiness is drawing you in.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the receptionist mutter, as if answering some unasked question of yours. And then, you notice small patches of green hidden in the sand. It seems there's always something to be found in nothingness if you stare at it long enough. Contemplate this profound insight. Try to count how many tiny bushes are out there. Smudge your sweaty fingers all over the window glass. Let's contemplate our insight. Is nothingness just an illusion? Emptiness but a result of failure to find those little somethings hidden deep inside? Is it possible to find something even inside the most hollow thing, only by observing it over and over again until something eventually appears? The possibility unsettles you, but at the same time, your mind seems to lock itself down, unable or unwilling to continue. So you stay in this clinch, unwilling to discard the thought, but unable to proceed. Minutes pass, but the phone call is still not at its end.
Can you see the industrial compressor sign? No?
She asks the person on the other end of the line. Okay, let's check our chair. Sit down. This chair looks very old, but sturdy. A chair is not a bed, but let's be honest, it's better than standing. We can mess with our phone while we wait. That sounds like a good idea. The phone bleeps to life with a lock screen that is obviously years old. If it wasn't a collection of pixels, it would be musty with age and neglect. Play a quick match of hyper-casual protagonists while you wait. Scroll through your feed to kill some time. I would scroll through my social media. You start scrolling through stale memes, boring news articles, beach photos of ex-acquaintances, and poorly targeted sponsored posts. Scroll some more. In one picture, a grinning middle-aged stranger is apparently showcasing his newest baby. Thanks to a cleverly applied filter, both of them sport donkey ears. In an overly long and arguably racist video, a non-native speaker is repeatedly making embarrassing linguistic errors. They often turn out to be unintentional double entendres. Hilarity ensues. Are you done yet, lady? She's still talking. The receptionist is still giving directions over the phone, and you're getting restless.
Mm-hmm.
She responds to the person on the other end. Okay, maybe let's try to play our game. With a gentle touch, the phone screen turns on again. Let's play a quick match of hyper-casual protagonists. It's hard to say. The first wave of tiny bow-tie-wearing antagonists appears on your phone screen. Aw, they're so cute! Touch one of them. You tap the one carrying a golden fork and he instantly turns into an amorphous purple splotch. A matching splotchling sound effect plays at the same time, further confirming that the bow tie wearing, golden fork carrying antagonist is no more. I guess I'm supposed to squish them all. Sigh and continue squashing them. Time goes by and the girl at the reception desk is still talking.
All right. I understand. Yes. Bye. Hi. Can I help you?
Finally!
I would finished the call earlier if I knew you were waiting for me. You're too quiet.
Finally, the girl ends her eternal phone call. No, I just didn't feel like checking it right away.
You didn't feel like it. And how about now?
That was good, yeah.
Okay, let's get you into your room.
She says cheerfully.
So, number 6. That's the last one on the second floor. Everything is prepared for you, and this is your key card.
She raises her hand, holding a piece of blue and red plastic. Thank you. Reach toward the card, nod and wait for her to put it on the counter. I would reach for it. You stretch your arm politely, hoping she'll hand you the card, but she's completely ignoring your gesture and is excitedly waving it around.
I see you're confused by this. You were expecting an old-fashioned key, weren't you? Well, we've decided to modernize for a number of reasons.
That's great. May I? Point to the key card. She nods in response, but then continues as if you haven't said anything.
Actually, one reason to be perfectly honest. The guests just kept on losing their keys. It was exhausting. And my uncle didn't like the cost of replacing so many locks.
Please, I think I'm dying! Listen, she's gonna continue the story, clearly, so we're just gonna let her continue it.
So yes, we've decided to use electronic key cards. Cost us a lot to implement. But now when a guest loses their key, we only need to replace a piece of programmable plastic. How great is that? It makes my life so much easier.
She takes a deep breath, planning to continue, but a notification sound from her phone interrupts her. She immediately grabs the phone, smiles, and starts typing a message, as if she suddenly forgot she was talking with you.
So, here's your key card, and I'll need your signature here.
After a few seconds, she puts the phone down and hands you the key card. She puts some kind of document on the counter. Sign the document.
Thank you. I'm here if you need anything. Enjoy your stay.
Bye! Guess we'll look at the poster before we go up. The colors have been bleached by the sun, but you can still make out the image of an orange setting sun, as well as the words Rue Ballet written over the illustration. Inspect the illustration. The picture is quite detailed, but the colors have been obliterated by the sun, making it impossible to discern the main subject, let alone the finer details. You squint your eyes and try to make sense of the confusing shapes, but everything seems blurred and distorted. However, as you keep looking, you finally start to see a magnificent stage, a ballerina dancing gracefully, a lively group of musicians, and an audience dressed in formal attire. Let's look at the ballerina. A ballerina wearing a tutu stands in the center of the poster, on point, with her arms gracefully extended above her head, almost like she's waving to you. Look at the stage. The stage is adorned with elegant curtains, and a strange chandelier is hanging from the edge of the poster. Examine the orchestra. The varnished wood of the violins is reflecting the orange hues of the setting sun. The curved bodies of cellos stand tall and proud, and the trumpet player holds his instrument with arched back, his silhouette reminiscent of a tree struck by lightning. Take a look at the audience. The men appear to be dressed in tuxedos, the women in elegant evening gowns. They seem to be fixated on the stage, their overly stylized faces seemingly expressing a range of emotions from awe to excitement. How did a poster for such a highbrow event end up on a wall of a rundown motel in the middle of nowhere? Something is odd here. Let's re-examine it. You step back from the poster, and it suddenly hits you. The heavily damaged letters at the top read Rue Valley, not Rue Ballet. And as you look at the illustration again in disbelief, you start to realize that what you thought was a ballet performance is in fact something completely different. Okay, so let's look at the stage again. The stage is but a desert landscape with orange sand dunes and a rocky mountain range in the background you mistook for the curtains. And the chandelier that you saw is just an embellishment on the poster's border. Interesting. What's the ballerina? The ballerina is a group of people huddled together with their hands raised, their movements blurred by the damage to the poster. The orchestra? The musicians are in fact a group of disfigured trees and cacti, their branches angled in a way resembling different instruments. And the audience is a cluster of inanimate boulders, their shapes distorted to resemble people sitting and making gestures. You shake your head in disbelief, feeling a mix of confusion and embarrassment. The realization that you've been looking at a distorted and damaged illustration of a desert landscape all this time, instead of a fancy ballet performance, makes you feel like a fool. Could it be that I'm losing my mind? What if this is the beginning of the end for me? I can't bear the thought. What does this poster mean? Is it really just a desert landscape? What if it's more than that? What if we look at it again? What if it's something else? You continue to examine the poster looking for any other clues or hints, but nothing comes to mind. The more you stare at it, the more you start to doubt your own sanity. I don't want to think about it. I like that little trill. What is this? What is this? I'm gonna stand in it. I feel like this is gonna be something. The paint is peeling from the wood of the door, but number 6 is new, shiny, and chrome. Unlock the door with your keycard. A tiny green dot of light shows up near the knob. The door is unlocked. Enter the room. Oh, this is cute! Okay, so let's go to the mirror. There are so many dark patches that this can barely be called a mirror. A small cup is on the shelf. Look at the mirror. The mirror splotches make interesting patterns on your face. They conceal a dark circle here, a mole there, a patch of wrinkles. I know that face too well. No need to discern every little detail. Truth be told, you prefer not to look at it. Alright, let's leave then. Can't do anything else in here. Hundreds of strangers have slept in this bed, leaving behind flakes of dead skin. Still, you can't wait to jump in the sheets and contribute to the collection. Unfortunately, between you and the object of your desire on the folded sheets lies a dusty suitcase. Your suitcase, the smallest one you own. Why can't I open the suitcase? Lack of motivation. Listen, I can't deal with this now. Yes, we can. We need to unpack. What do you mean? Yeah, it's such a chore, but the more you prolong it, the worse it will get. If you don't unpack now, it'll feel even harder and more pointless to do it later. Step by step, a simple act of unpacking will become an insurmountable burden, and even thinking about it will make you feel weak and powerless. Listen, the game doesn't need to call me out like this, okay? My suitcase is still unpacked, sitting on my floor. And every day I look at it, it gets harder to unpack it. Do you really want to crawl back into that deep black pit? All right, let's open the suitcase and just get it done already. Dramatic. It's my destiny to repeat this vicious cycle of misery and regret. Put the suitcase away. Oh, no, we're opening it. There's not much in the suitcase. Spare clothes, a phone charger, a toothbrush, and a couple of other items. You really weren't planning on staying here long. Well, you better see if they have laundry facilities. Sessions, Dr. Fink said. Days or weeks, months even. Unpack the suitcase. I've changed my mind. No, we're unpacking the suitcase. Please be green. Woo! All right, you plug in your phone charger above the bedside cabinet, put your spare clothes in the closet, your slippers next to your bed, and your toothbrush in a cup on the bathroom mirror. And now that the suitcase has been dealt with, this motel room is officially your home. This can never be home. More like a prison. It'll do. Oh, no! It'll do. Let me be optimistic. Oh, okay. I guess this can never be home. It is now, whether you like it or not. Damn it. Okay, so we have a chair, we have the bed. I guess let's get in the bed. Despite the tight sheets and crisp-looking pillow, the bed reeks of dust and age. Should we check for bed bugs? We're gonna fall into this bed. Ugh. You fall onto the bed with all your weight. It croaks and squirms, and a cloud of dust and skin particles rises up. As soon as your head touches the rough pillow, though, tiredness overwhelms you. Coming to this nowhere motel to attend therapy you don't need has drained you both physically and mentally. You are desperate to get some sleep. Yet, after weeks of wakeful nights, you know it won't come that easy. Just close your eyes and hope sleep will come, or mess with your phone. I know from experience, messing with your phone is not the answer to try to help you sleep. Do not get your phone out. But you don't have a moment to celebrate before your ears are pierced by a ringtone that you swore you would change years ago. Answer the phone, check who's calling, put it on silent and ignore it. Let's see who it is. The screen simply reads, unknown number. You feel betrayed by your own phone masking the identity of the mysterious caller. No, we're putting it on silent and ignoring it because I don't answer the phone if I don't know who it is. They'll leave a message if it's important. You silence your phone as the mystery of the caller's identity gently teases you. Close your eyes again. Darkness surrounds you once more, but the images return, flashing quickly without your consent, a veritable carousel of impressions and experiences. Oh, cool. Okay. From the blur of half-formed memories and impressions, an image of the receptionist emerges. You're desperately trying to catch her attention, but she's completely engrossed in the ongoing phone call. Pretend to look at the leaflets. What a pathetic attempt at acting. Or were you a bad actor on purpose, hoping she'd take pity on you? Unexpected call. You hear a familiar sound. It's your annoying ringtone, the one you promised yourself you'd change ages ago. Ignore it. Now, why would anyone answer a call from an unknown number? Exactly! It's probably a telemarketer. Out of the swirling images, the bushy eyebrows of your new psychotherapist emerge, bouncing up and down as he talks.
Still with me, Mr. Harold?
Just nod. Are you conserving your words or hiding the fact that you just don't have any? I bet it's the latter. Oh, interesting. So this kind of just like replays the decisions you've made so far? The image of a young woman flashes before your mind's eye. She's punching and kicking the old vending machine. Could she be here for therapy as well? Ignore her. As your consciousness keeps spinning around, the carousel of recent experiences turns into a cyclone of painful memories, repressed thoughts, and strange images. You find yourself walking through a desert. Your eyes are fixed on the guide in front of you, and your feet are trying to keep up with their steady pace. But the distance between you keeps growing until the guide becomes merely a dot nearing the horizon. Once you finally admit you can no longer see them, your body collapses onto the cracked earth below. You surrender to the bittersweet feeling of your hopelessness and decide this spot will be your grave, and the sun your executioner. It will be no swift act of mercy. No, you'll be tortured, and kept wishing for it, all just to end. I have lack of motivation, so I can't summon my strength and get up. So I can look at the headsman, or cry. I'll look up at the headsman. As you gaze at the sun, green and purple after images start appearing on the eyelids every time you blink. And the sun, it keeps staring back at you relentlessly, without the slightest intention of ever moving away from the zenith. You're desperately searching for something in the dark. Dusty attic full of broken furniture and random clutter. You don't recall ever being here before, but you know it's the attic of your own house, and every piece of old junk that you stumble upon feels somehow familiar, although you cannot really recognize any of it. Search behind the pile of crumbling decades-old books. Look below the moldy remnants of a sofa or open the chest covered in cobwebs. Let's open the chest. Inside the chest is a pile of old letters. You can't remember if they're yours, but you know they're not worth reading. Okay, let's look under the couch. You look underneath the sofa, and only darkness meets your eye. You stretch out your arm reluctantly, but find only dust and dead insect shells. Ugh. Alright, what about behind the books? You carefully move the pile to the side and discover another pile of even older books hiding behind it. While moving the second pile, despite your care, some of the books simply turn to dust, only for a third pile to be revealed, of books so ancient you don't dare to even touch them. Give up. The figure of your angry father towers over you. He says, frowning at you in disappointment. But I didn't do it at the end. The emptiness inside you grows, absorbing one more chunk of yourself. You are falling. Condemnation. What's this? Emancipate the cocooned memories. Intention. Why bring back old painful memories? Better to leave them hidden deep inside and forget about them, right? Or are you strong enough to confront them? Not enough willpower. Don't worry, these are not real memories. Yet they're echoes of my past, but they are the embodiment of my feelings. These are prophecies. They're probably embodiments of my feelings. More like random neural activity in your brain. Best forget about them. I just know they're important. They don't feel random at all. Listen, I just feel like this is important. Could be, but are you strong enough to confront them? Of course I am! If I'm motivated. Not yet. What's going on? The sound of a car engine and screeching tires urges you to open your eyes, bringing you back to miserable reality once again. Thirsty. Your head is still spinning in a whirlwind of uncontrollable thoughts. Your nostrils pick up a curious smell of dust, and your throat is as dry as a desert. Maybe that's why we were dreaming of the desert. It was foolish to hope you'd fall asleep. Let's get up and find some water. Try just the cup by the sink first. There are so many dark patches that this can barely be called a mirror. Oh yeah, I already read that. Thirsty. Turn on the tap and drink some water. As soon as you turn on the tap, a horrible smell fills your nostrils. It's like there's a plumbing issue in hell, and all that blocked sewage is feeding directly into this faucet. Then you see the water streaming out of the tap. It's a robust shade of jet black mixed with chunks of silt. I changed my mind. I'm not touching that water. Nowadays, everything is supposedly unhealthy. Ew, no, 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 no. Listen, I'm thirsty, but I'm not about to try to kill myself with sink water. Good. For a moment there, you seemed to be drifting back to your old ways, but you don't want to go back. What are my old ways? What do you mean, my old ways? Oh. Ooh.
God damn it!
You hear the man yell from inside his vehicle. Even through the tinted windshield, you can feel his frustration.
Come on, start, you piece of shit!
He yells at the car. Judging by the careless driving you just witnessed, the man is either under the influence or another patient of Dr. Fink's. Seems to be in a hurry. This maniac is about to kill somebody. He's probably drunk. Honestly, I'm gonna go with the dramatic answer, because if he keeps that driving up, he's gonna. Most likely himself. Come to think of it, could it be that's exactly what he's trying to do? I'd rather not think about that right now. Right, let's find something to drink. Down the stairs we go. I thought it was a song. There's the TV. Alright, is this the same? The poster definitely reads Rue Valley. Okay. I guess let's try to... Ah! You jump as if someone jabbed you in the stomach. For a split second, the whole world was exploding, but it was just a thunderclap, the loudest one you've ever witnessed. At least my reflexes still work. As well as your heart, it's racing from the sudden shock. But there's nothing to use this unwanted excess of adrenaline for, so it keeps lingering, eating you from the inside out while you stand alone and thirsty in the middle of an empty parking lot. Alright, let's go to the vending machine. That's kind of ominous. That red? The battered machine seems to be decades old, except for a newly installed, comically large, reddish button. Press a couple of keys on the pad, check the label on the reddish button, put some change into the machine. Let's read the label. It reads, drinking water for the people of Rue Valley, free of charge, courtesy of Coral Destiny. Let's push the button. With a bang and a clang, the machine vomits out a bottle of water. Take the bottled water. The almost frozen plastic feels slippery in your sweaty hand. You can't wait to drain it of the precious fluid. Alright, let's, Can we buy anything else? You're immediately met with great resistance. Something is stuck down in there, possibly another coin or chewing gum? Try forcing a coin into the machine. Maybe you'll be able to get it unstuck. Press a couple of keys on the pad. The buttons weakly beep, but nothing else happens. Nothing else will, as long as the coin is choking the money slot. I guess that's why she kicked the machine. Let's see if pushing another coin in will help it. Push and wiggle that coin all you want. It has lost the duel before it even started. You won't be able to fix the machine this way. Alright, I'm not one to kick a vending machine, I'm sorry. So let's just drink our bottled of water. Our bottled of water. Our bottled water. Wow. Guys, I struggled with that one. The label on the bottle reads, Coral Destiny. That's from the pamphlet, right? Drink it. Your thirst screams at you to gulp down the whole bottle right now, but there's no need to hurry. Take it one sip at a time. Suddenly, the night sky turns blood red, and you feel an infinite scream passing through everything. Unbearable anxiety washes over you. Let's hide. But you can't hide from the whole sky. Status gained. Anxious apprehension. Wow, I cannot read. Anxious apprehension. But you can't hide from the whole sky on fire any better than you can from your own past. Anxious apprehension. At least I didn't have to face it. Oh my no. Oh no. Oh no, look at my traits. I'm paranoid now and I'm guilt-ridden. It would be honest to not admit that it's all your fault. You shouldn't trust them, but keep in mind you shouldn't trust me either. Most of all, you shouldn't trust yourself. Oh no. I should have run. I made the wrong choice. Your eyelids connect and darkness greets you for a mere second, but as always, the carousel of suffering starts spinning immediately. How do I stop? How do I let go of it? That's easy. Simply let go of yourself. What kind of an answer is that? Nobody can stop being themselves. No, what kind of an answer is that?
I see you're confused with this.
I am.
You were expecting a confession too, weren't you?
The receptionist says whimsically, emerging from the whirlwind. No, I was expecting an answer. What I wasn't expecting is you. No, I wanted an answer. But the receptionist disappears, and instead, the fiery sky begins burning its way through the darkness, cutting several straight, narrow slits into your closed eyelids. Open your eyes and try to calm down. I want this to stop! Squeeze your eyelids tighter. Well then, keep craving, keep clinging, keep suffering. I have no choice. I don't like that. Can I rewind? Can I run away instead? I don't think that was the right decision there. I think I needed to make another one. 8 p.m. again.
Still with me, Mr. Harrow?
Stop the carousel and focus on something else. I don't need therapy. Oh, I think we need therapy. Surely there's something pleasant to think of instead of this bushy-eyebrowed psychotherapist in this court-mandated therapy. Think of something tasty, interesting, sexy, soothing. Let's go tasty. Let's think of some Dr. Pepper. Yes, sorry.
It's all right. I am aware that you may be experiencing a slight lack of motivation right now, and we'll surely be coming back to this condition of yours.
He pauses for a moment. Lack of motivation? That's the least of all your worries while your mind is filled with this crushing, overwhelming sense of impending... Wait, did you hear that? A muffled sound of metallic clanging from the outside diverts your frail attention. For some unknown reason, your heartbeat accelerates and cold sweat appears in your armpits.
At all times, if possible.
The doctor finishes, apparently expecting some sort of answer from you. Just nod, sure. I'm terribly sorry, my mind wandered off. Could you repeat that, please?
No worries, Mr. Harrow. You seem to have had enough talk for today anyway.
He stops and gives you a concerned look.
Mr. Harrow, you're shaking. Are you feeling unwell?
Well, you endured the whole session stoically so far, but this one moment of anxiety, it could completely ruin your chances of being sent back home anytime soon. Emotional check. Try and act like the stable, well-adjusted person that you are. Well, we're failing this one, aren't we? There's no way we're passing that. You open your mouth with the intention of convincing him that you're fine, but the stress is just too high to control and it instantly overwhelms you. Cry your heart out, panic, hyperventilate, repeat. Listen, I think we just need a good cry. Sometimes you just need a good cry. Your face wrinkles in spasm and tears burst out from your eyes suddenly, as if a pressurized canister full of ocean water has been ruptured by a stray bullet.
It's all right to let it out.
You recognize great compassion in his voice. Gradually, sob by sob, you calm down and your breathing slows down to its usual tempo.
There are tissues on the table if you need them.
Wipe your tears using your sleeve. Thanks. Use a tissue.
Feeling a little better? Good.
He smiles.
May I ask, how is your sleep these days?
Dramatic. I haven't slept in months. I sleep fine. It's not so good.
Is that so?
He seems to inspect the dark circles under your eyes.
Well then, if you happen to have trouble falling asleep tonight...
He opens his hand, revealing a single purple pill lying on his palm.
There's no reflection in his glasses. Behind them, a pair of bushy eyebrows.
Reach for the pill.
Remember, what I'm giving you is a mild, non-prescription herbal hypnotic drug. Nothing more.
Hypnotic? Take the purple pill.
Hopefully, it'll help you calm down and get some rest tonight. We'll continue tomorrow.
He smiles warmly.
All right then. Now, you only need to pick up the key card for your room, and I'll call the reception to make sure everything is in order. Sounds good?
Thank you. This is a time loop. This is a time loop. The source of the clangs is a young woman beating up an old vending machine. For some unknown reason, looking at her makes you even more nervous. Why am I so agitated all of a sudden? You must have gotten lost in thought for a moment while the doctor was speaking. It couldn't have possibly happened more than a couple minutes ago, but it feels like an hour has passed since. And then the sound of that old alarm clock awakened you from a daydream you can't remember, and this overwhelming tsunami of dread appeared out of nowhere. Take a moment to calm yourself down. You point your gaze towards the endless, unmoving desert. It's calm in the distance. But not so much right here, as the machine-hating woman keeps hitting it violently.
Spit it out already.
Okay, so can we say anything to her this time? She's still wailing on the poor machine. It's driving you crazy. No, all we can do is get away from her. That makes sense. If I had anxious apprehension, I would not be
Come on, you thief.
confronting the person kicking a vending machine either.
I'll break
I kind of want to know if this is different now. The words "rub wallet" are written above the illustration of an orange setting sun. The image on the poster is worn and faded, but you can make out a group of people gathered around a woman who's holding up what appears to be a wallet. You notice that the people's faces are twisted in grotesque expressions of greed and envy. Their eyes are fixed on the woman with the wallet. Oh, I can't examine it further? Enough of this nonsense. That's disappointing. I wanted to see what we examined that time. All the attention of the girl behind the counter is being hogged by the ongoing phone call.
Yes. Now turn right, and then immediately take a slight left. Hold on, I've got someone on another line.
She presses a button on the phone.
Hello, reception. What can I do for you, Dr. Fink? Okay.
She raises her eyes and looks at you.
Yes, he's here. Of course, no problem.
In an instant, the realization dawns on you. Because of your crying outburst at the end of the session, Dr. Fink must have just warned the receptionist of your condition. Let's smile at her. We'll be friendly. She smiles back at you as she touches the button again.
Hey, listen. I have to go now, so let's... I know. We'll have to manage without it today. I know. Sorry. Bye. Hello, Mr. Harrow. How are you? Are you ready to check in?
Finally, she puts down the phone.
Everything is in perfect order. Don't you worry a bit about anything.
She continues in the same breath without waiting for your answer. Sorry, thank you, hello, just not. Thank you. You're welcome. Let's get you into your room. Her voice is full of enthusiasm.
So, number 6. That's the last one on the second floor. Everything is prepared for you, and this is your key card.
She raises her hand holding a piece of blue and red plastic. I'm gonna reach again because I want to see if it's different. You stretch your arm politely, hoping she'll hand you the card, but she's completely ignoring your gestures and is excitedly waving it around.
I see you're confused by this. You were expecting an old-fashioned key, weren't you? Well, we've decided to modernize for a number of reasons. You must be very tired. Perhaps I'll tell you about it some other time. It's a really interesting story.
Suddenly, she curtails her excitement, as if she remembered something. I'm looking forward to hearing it sometime. Yes, I'm exhausted. Listen, we can be nice to her.
Here, I'll just need your signature.
She hands over the key card and puts some kind of document on the counter. Paranoid. Read the document first. They won't get you this way, and don't forget the small print.
Oh,
So that's
are
new.
you a lawyer, perhaps?
She interrupts you curtly. Why do you ask? No. Continue reading.
Just that, you know, people usually simply sign it without reading. It's probably the same in every motel. I bet my uncle copied it from a template he found online or something.
I prefer to know what I'm signing, thank you very much. You read the whole document and do your best to find a hidden loophole or suspicious wording they may try to use against you, but alas, you can't find a thing. If only you were a lawyer. Well, time to click the I agree button and prepare for the unknown consequences. Sign the document begrudgingly,
Thank you for your trust, sir. I'm here if you need anything.
she says with a
Enjoy your stay.
barely visible smirk. Bye. Listen, I don't like
No,
being paranoid and
we
having
won't.
anxious
We need them
apprehension.
today.
I want a redo. I want a redo. These are traits that I do not want. Okay, unlock the door. Let's see what we do about unpacking our suitcase this time. Your dusty suitcase. Why am I afraid of unpacking? Perhaps you're scared of what you might find inside? Or maybe worried that by unpacking you accept that you're going to stay here for some time. What could be inside? They're going to keep me here forever, aren't they? Yes. Uh-oh. Oh no! Oh no, everything's blocked! Perhaps I could just relax in the armchair instead. No! Don't do it! Don't do it. At least put the suitcase on the floor. The armchair looks exactly like the one in Dr. Fink's room. As soon as your buttocks touches the frayed armchair seat, tiredness overwhelms you. Coming to this nowhere motel to attend therapy you don't need has drained you both physically and mentally. All you want is to sleep, but unnerving restlessness is gnawing at you from the inside like a colony of termites munching on a piece of dead wood. Oh, I can't take the purple pill. No. No. Alright, let's stare at our suitcase. What a pitiful inert object. It's full of my stuff. Stuff? Clothes, phone charger, toothbrush, might as well be empty. But it isn't. And it won't ever be without your help. Oh my lord. Just let me unpack it. Let me unpack my suitcase. For a precious moment, there's only darkness, but images start flashing quickly without your consent. Okay, so that part's the same. But you don't have a moment to celebrate before your ears are pierced by a ringtone. Unknown number again. Should we answer it this time?
Hello, sir. Am I speaking with Eugene Harrow?
The line crackles heavily, as if the man is speaking from the distant past. Who wants to know?
My name is Percy Rugger, and I'm a senior sales executive at Ulterior Paralegal Exploits Consultancy. We'd like to offer our help regarding your case.
My case? Ulterior... oh, wow. Let me try that. Ulterior Paralegal Exploits Consultancy?
Well, Mr. Harrow, please don't let the name fool you. We are the most respectable yet cutting-edge agency, which means we work on the edge of, but still inside, the established legal framework. In fact, we are the leader in our field.
I don't like the fact that you have to clarify that, like, we're still inside. Legally, we're doing okay.
Now, if my information is correct, you have recently been unjustly forced to participate in a treatment which, in our opinion, may have consequences not aligned with your best interests.
I'd rather not talk about it.
Mr. Harrow, I completely understand how you feel. Even for me, it's hard to talk, hard to even think about the injustice that has occurred. But we will work together to put an end to this undue response to your, well, unique situation. I mean, we have only known each other for a couple of minutes, and I can already see what a strong-willed individual you are. You know what you want, and nothing will stop you from getting it.
Listen, forgive me for not trusting a, like, random telemarketer call and wanting to work with you.
I presume you're ready for the next step in our cooperation.
No, nope. Well, do I have to decide right now? This is all happening so suddenly.
I completely understand what you're trying to say, Mr. Harrow. To make things easier for you, I'll simply write down your general consent here and forward your case to my colleagues in our paralegal department. They'll contact you shortly.
But I didn't consent. I didn't not consent, but I didn't consent.
Well, Mr. Harrow, it was a colossal pleasure talking with you. Just...
Before you have any chance to say anything, the phone line is already dead. But at least now you know you're not the only one who realizes the absurdity of this mandated psychotherapy. Let's try closing our eyes again. Okay. So this is the same, but we have new... So this was updated. You received a call from a Percy Rugger, a senior sales executive at Ulterior Paralegal Exploits Consultancy. Try saying that 5 times fast, because I can't even say it 1 time slow. For a split second, the whole world was exploding, but it was just a thunderclap, the loudest one you've ever witnessed. At least my reflexes still work. As well as your heart. It's racing from this sudden shock. Suddenly, the night sky turns blood red and you feel an infinite scream passing through everything. Unbearable anxiety engulfs you. Hide! But you can't hide from the whole sky being on fire any better than you can from your own past. Then suddenly, everything happened again. Everything again, but nothing after. Judging by the careless driving you just witnessed, the man is either under the influence or another patient of Dr. Fink's. The maniac is going to kill someone, most likely himself. When did this happen? This evening, but later. This is so trippy! The meaning of what you've just experienced is still hard to grasp. Is this some weird deja vu? The memory seems so real, and yet these things clearly never happened. Have you actually gone completely mad and they were right to send you to Dr. Fink? But what if the careless driver really does show up? What if lightning actually strikes the motel and the night sky turns red? I doubt I can do this now. How could you remember something that is yet to happen? Then again, why would you imagine events so specific? Nope. I want to get up and find out if strange memories will play out in reality, or if it's all but a fever dream of a lunatic. Yet, you can't. It's all too much. All you really want to do is forget you ever even had these weird visions. To forget about being here. To forget about the incident. Okay, I guess we're gonna stay in the armchair forever. Now what? Can I take the pill, please? Let's try closing our eyes again. Nope. The images return again. Okay, let's mess with our phone. With a gentle touch, the phone screen turns on again. Try scrolling our feed. Always makes me drowsy. You start scrolling, but every post looks like you've already seen it before. Same old, same old. It's because we did! Well then, back to the phone. Eventually bored and tired of looking at the tiny screen, you put the phone down, finally admitting it won't help you sleep. Yeah, but... let's play the game again. As soon as the first wave of tiny bow tie wearing antagonists appears on your phone screen, an uneasiness starts building inside you. Playing this game right now, for some reason it feels unsettling. This is supposed to be relaxing. It's not your fault, you're simply too nervous to play a stressful game like this right now. After some time, your focus fades away and you put your phone down. Oh my god, give me the purple pill! Let me sleep! Force the pills down your throat. Swallowing a pill without any water is not a pleasant task, true, but getting up only to get some water definitely feels like too much effort. Using saliva as a lubricant, you help the purple capsule find its way into your stomach. You have no idea how long it will take until the effects kick in, so there's nothing to do but wait. Let's close our eyes. You expect the images to return again at any moment. But gradually, your thoughts begin to slow down and your consciousness lightens its feverish grip on you. No turmoil, no remorse, no fear. Alright, so... no pressure. Guilt-ridden is high. Paranoid is high. Ugh. I guess I don't want turmoil, right? Status loss. Anxious apprehension. Yay! Now all I need to do is get motivated. How do I do that? Was it the purple pill? It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Embrace the sweet relief. What about the car? Like a leaf on the wind, you're tossed this way and that. But what is this? A tiny spark of light seems to have taken root deep inside you. They must have broken away from that mighty forked bolt of the brightest lightning you ever saw earlier. A spark still without shape, still without purpose, but full of potential. Oh, Jesus! Again! The sound of the loudest thunder jerks you out of your slumber. The speck of energy, now fully grown, is pulsing in your chest. You remember this feeling. Willpower gain! Sometimes I'll... Yay! Look! Motivation point. You have a tiny crumb of willpower, but unless you use it to commit to a goal, it won't make any difference. And as you finally recognize what it is, your pathetic attempt at forgetting about what you experienced earlier is shattered. Oh, so this is what we use to do this. Oh, got it. You have to find out if the careless driver showed up again. You must know if the sky will really be set ablaze. You need to see if everything will happen again, and if it does, you need to remember. Let's get up. The rain has slackened off, but you see nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing you could put your finger on. If the careless driver visited the motel, he has surely left already while you were sleeping. Yet, as you exit the room, the hair rises on the back of your neck, and an eerie sensation takes hold of you. Glance toward the parking lot. As you stare at the reflections on the wet, dark asphalt, the memory begins unfolding in your mind again. He enters the car, starts the engine, and then he hits the transformer while driving in reverse, smashing his rear light before driving away in a cloud of smoke. If this really happened, you may be able to find some evidence down there. That's right! The poles seem to still be wobbling, so that makes it seem like it really happened. And these kind of look like tire tracks, maybe? As you come closer to the transformer, you immediately notice a couple of red plastic shards. We definitely need to look at the shards. There are several small ones scattered all around, translucent triangles and rhomboids. The largest of them all is lying right next to the transformer, shiny and wet, boldly staring at you from the dirty asphalt. Inspect the largest shard. The shard is obviously part of a broken taillight. This means he's been here already. There's no other option. Or is there? It could have been lying here for days from some other vehicle. Nope, I knew I'd find something here. So it has to be true. And then, before you can wrap your head around all of this, the skies are once again set ablaze, exactly as you remembered, only confusing you even further. What will happen now? Will you find yourself back at Dr. Fink's office in a moment? Will you remember anything? Or is this a one-time thing, and the evening will now continue as if nothing has happened? Befuddled, you cast your gaze on your wristwatch. It's 8:47 p.m. What's gonna happen? I think we're gonna wake up in Fink's again. Yep.
Still with me, Mr. Harrow?
Yep. Oh, that's cool. All right, guys, I am going to stop there. I'm really intrigued by this. I love the whole idea of a time loop. I like trying to make different decisions when you replay in certain areas to try to get the stats, or in this case, the emotional implications of your personality. I like to change those. But I also liked how in this game, even though I kind of made decisions that I really didn't like the results of, I was able to kind of backtrack out of that and get rid of those personality traits that I didn't want. So that's really intriguing to me and really exciting. And it seems like there's a lot of different ways that you could probably play this, because if you just chose completely different stats, your interactions and the things that you could do would be so different than mine. And I absolutely love that. I think that's really intriguing and it makes it really exciting to think about replayability. But I had a lot of fun with this so far, and I really hope you enjoyed it. So again, this was Rue Valley by Owlcat Games. This was a sponsored video, so thank you again to Owlcat for sponsoring this. I will post a link in the description below if you are interested in checking it out for yourself, and I'll also be posting a link on social media so you can check it out there too. But I definitely recommend it because I had a lot of fun, and I'd be curious to see how your experiences and your choices differ from mine, and what sort of things you are able to unlock personality trait wise that I wasn't able to unlock because of the ones I chose at the beginning and the choices that I made throughout. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for checking it out, and don't forget to check out the alpha build of this game yourself, which is available now. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing day.